Hi, I'm Kimberly Benjamin, your licensed and certified HR professional. I am also a professional resume writer, and I'm a HR compliance coach. And I wanted to come out here today to give you some tips and to just share with you a little bit about my background, I guess, more than anything. Again, as I share with you, my name is Kimberly Benjamin. My background is HR, and I want to thank you, first of all, for following me here on this social media platform. I know a lot of you watch what we are doing, the seminars that I'm conducting, and as I travel all over the world helping businesses with their human resource needs, I really appreciate your support. So first of all, I want to thank you. And I thought I would do something different today versus me making this a training video. I have often been asked of people asking me a little bit about my background, who am I about, what do I do, and just to get a deeper understanding about Kimberly Benjamin. So I thought I would create this live today for you, this video, just to give you a little bit of information about me and my background, and to go over some questions that people have asked, and thought I would share those answers with you as well. So the very first place I'll start is the beginning. A lot of people wonder, Kimberly, how did you get involved in HR? What's your history like as relates to my field of interest? And actually, while I was attending undergraduate school at Eastern Michigan University, I was working in the career services department there, and my mentor, Barbara Jones, and many of you may know her. She's a wonderful HR professional, business professional. You may know her yourself, but she was my mentor and my boss, and she watched me over the years as I worked in the career services department. And one time, she stopped and said, "Wait a minute, Kimberly, have you considered going into HR?" And I thought to myself, HR, what's human resources? I'm about to graduate within this year. I'm not thinking about trying to go back and take some additional classes. You know how we all are, right? But I really enjoyed working with her as I was working on my undergraduate degree, and I attended job fairs, teacher fairs, and helping students look for jobs, helping them with their resume at that time, as well as helping the school put together the teaching fair. So I had a wonderful time there, and she kind of saw that my skill set was strong in HR and administration, and thought HR would be a good fit. So at that time, she kind of planted that seed in my head, going, I think I may check out this HR field later on, but let me go ahead and graduate and get into store management and retail management. And so that's what I did. And so years later, everybody say, fast forward. So fast forward after getting my undergraduate degree and working in the field as assistant store manager at Walmart and Toys R Us and other retail establishments, I thought, this could be a great time for me to get back into HR. I had one assignment that was in Lansing, Michigan, and that's where I'm from, born and raised in Lansing, Michigan, and was given the opportunity to help manage a Toys R Us store as an assistant store manager there in Lansing. So I thought, this could be a great opportunity for me to go back to school. So many of you probably have guessed it already. I did go to Michigan State. I went there and took some classes to help prepare for grad school, and that's what brought me to the Detroit, Michigan area, and working in HR ever since. So again, very thankful that I've had wonderful mentors to help plant seeds in me regarding HR, where they recognize some of the skill sets that I brought to the table. And I tell you one thing, I absolutely love being in HR now. Absolutely love it. I cannot think of another profession that would suit me best. And over the 27 years, yes, it's been 27. After the 27 years, I can't believe that this is simple, and I'm able to operate in my purpose and in my passion. So that's my story, early story as to how did I get into the HR field altogether. As well as regarding my business. As you know, I do have an HR consulting and staffing company called HR Strategies Plus. I'm the president of that, and I tell you, prior to that, business owners, we've tried different things, right? We've had different businesses. We've tried different methods and resources and coaching programs and all that, right? So I was one of the persons who did that too. So I actually have 3 companies. A faith-based company called Be Blessed Career Consulting, a 501c3, a nonprofit that I'm the executive director of, called The Purpose Transition. And you can check out that information about me when you check out my profile page. And then as you all know, the president of HR consulting and staffing company called HR Strategies Plus. So as you can imagine, been super, super busy. I'm very thankful to be able to use my administration gift in operating 3 companies and serving the community and helping businesses to stay legal and to stay compliant. And that is our theme with HR Strategies Plus, is that, I am your HR consultant coach, or your HR compliant coach, I should say, and we help businesses to stay legal and compliant with their human resource needs. And so I thoroughly love what I do, and I travel all over the world, literally. I tell you, as of last week, I've had the opportunity to do a lot of traveling over the years, and had the opportunity to really connect and to assist over, let's see, let me get my numbers right. I want to make sure I get this right for everybody. We assisted over 2,007 businesses, as well as 2,000, like close to 3,000 people, HR professionals and business professionals, with staying legal and staying compliant, and had the opportunity to travel all over and reach out to 72 cities. So the people that we've served, they actually lived and served in 72 cities. We've been keeping our count, and then had the opportunity to really impact 31 states, their businesses in 31 states with their HR needs. So really excited about what we do, and thought I'd just give you some background. I call this an up close and personal with Kimberly. Please excuse the birds. You probably hear them chirping. I'm here on my porch, and I thought I would just do a nice little warm and intimate live today. Another question that I often get asked is, how did I overcome? How did I overcome the problems that I help my clients to overcome? And so for that, I really think of when I had to be audited, or when our businesses had to be audited, right? How many of you work in different industries, or you have different positions where the company has to be audited? Or you may have the EEO office or the Department of Labor come in and audit you, or the IRS, or the USCIS, which is a part of the I-9 forms. Well, early on in my career, I've experienced having to go through an EEO audit, our company. And so I learned some critical skills early on in my career that kind of stayed with me. And so throughout that experience, I realized early on that I do want to make sure that I help people to stay legal and compliant. And that's the reason why I'm in my HR field now, loving what I do and helping businesses and HR professionals to stay legal and compliant. But it all started from just having that experience of having to go through an audit, prepare for it, use checklists, use resources and systems to help the company that you work for, and at that time the company that I worked for, to pass that audit. And that's one of the things that I tell people all the time in the seminars, is that it's important as a business owner, a business professional, an HR professional, that you stay legal, you stay compliant, because it absolutely costs $0 for an employee to go to the EEO office and file a claim. And if they have a valid point, they may be that person that would go ahead, be patient, fill out the forms, file that EEO complaint against that organization, fill out the forms, go through the process and wait, and then they could be that person that would turn around and sue the company, or to sue you. Yes, the individual could actually come after you and go after your personal assets too. So if that person, if you have any experience and you're responsible for HR type stuff, HR employment law type stuff, the court views you as an employer. And that's one of the reasons why I really take to heart what I do, because I know that what I do is impactful, and that we do help businesses and people to stay legal and to stay compliant. Because I'll be the first to guess. I'll be the first to say, sometimes when we say human resources, when we think of HR, we don't know what that means, right? If I were to ask you, when you think of human resources, you think of HR, what comes to your mind? Feel free to type down below what comes to your mind. And there may be some people who say, Kimberly, I really don't know what HR is about, right? So that's one of the reasons why I like being able to make people aware of that and helping them to stay legal and to stay compliant with employment laws. Now, a lot of times people mention too, they say, Kimberly, you travel all over, or Kimberly, I've been following you for a while, and right now, where are you? What are you currently working on? What keeps you moving in that direction? One of the compliments that I receive all the time that I really do love, when people say, Kimberly, you've been at this for a while. And for some people, they could probably be like, oh man, why are you saying that? I haven't. This is nothing, right? But I take that to heart, and I'm thankful to say that our company has been in business for a while. It's been over 15 years, and with HR Strategies Plus. And as you know, I've been in HR almost 30 years, around 27 years now. So I'm honored to say that I've been here for a while, that our business has been here for a while. I'm being able to serve businesses like yours and support HR professionals like yourselves, stay legal and to stay compliant. Because, let's be honest, we have a lot on our plate. You have a lot on your plate, and we need all the help and all the resources that we can get. Because once we get to work, our schedule changes. And if you can agree with me, how many of you will say, Kimberly, you're right? Right. Our schedule changes. Your schedule changes once you get into the office there. Now, one of the things I also get asked is, what was that pivotal moment in my life that caused me to change, caused me to really evaluate where I am as an HR professional and how can I better serve the community. And one example I gave you already was when I actually participated in an EEO audit. I was an HR representative for a company here in Michigan, and we got audited. And I'm glad to report that we did pass the audit with flying colors, but that kind of opened my eyes to, okay, there are other companies or other people that need this help. And then I had the opportunity to work for 2 of the big 3 here in Michigan as well, and there were audits that we had to go through as well. By me being a diversity manager for one of the organizations, there were a lot of diversity issues and concerns that came up that I had to be responsible for, knowing how would we reply to those statements and what actions that we need to put in place and what processes we need to put in place. So again, I'm just thankful to say throughout my experience in HR, I realized that this is something that we need to do. And as I shared with you earlier, some of the numbers of where I've traveled and how many people we've helped, how many businesses we helped, how many states we've been in. One thing I've noticed is that all the traveling and all those places that I've been to, I was able to conduct HR employment law seminars, right? So just imagine going to 31 states, 71 cities, impacting 2,500 individuals and businesses with their human resource needs and laws. One thing I've noticed that was consistent was that even if you are an HR manager, a CEO, a CFO, administrative assistant, an HR journalist, or just a corporate professional that attended any seminars, one of the things I realized that they really didn't understand what they needed to do to be legal and to be compliant with HR employment laws. And so that was another aha moment for me, a pivotal time in my life where I said I must create a tool and create resources to help businesses and to help you. Yeah. So that alone, I think, speaks volumes that there is a strong need to make sure that you are compliant with employment laws. And some of you may be saying, Kimberly, what employment laws are you talking about? I have a small business. Some of you may be thinking, yeah, you're right, Kimberly. I work in a corporate headquarters or a corporate setting, and you're right. The supervisors, the leaders that we work with, they don't take this serious. They say, we can, I don't have to do anything about this. We don't have to worry about being legal or being compliant. We can pay the fees. We can pay the lawsuits. That won't happen to us. What are the odds of our company getting sued? Yeah, I know that's what some people think, and who knows, you may be thinking that, or people that you work with think that. And so my goal as your HR compliance coach is to make sure that you have the right tools and resources, the right processes in place so that you are legal and that you are compliant. Because one lawsuit, just one, can wipe out your business, can wipe out your reputation. And we live in a day and age now where we see it all the time in the media. People getting sued, right? Organizations getting into trouble. People having to pay fines and fees. So that's why I really enjoy what I do, because I know that this is serious and is impactful. And I'm thankful to be able to have done this around the world already, around the world. Another question that someone asked me is, let me see which one will I pull up. Why did I choose this particular area? And what would I do differently? Okay. I would say I chose HR because I really do like being able to impact an organization. I know some of you may say, you may agree. You may agree as well, saying, you like to work for an organization where you really can see change. You can impact the organization. You actually can see it from the beginning to the end, how you've impacted the organization. Yeah, that's really important to me. And even though sometimes we may not be there to see the entire full circle of that change that you've impacted in the organization, I love being in that type of environment. I love being the individual leading the way, assisting companies, assisting you with being able to recognize, yep, wait a minute, right here we're not doing this right and I need to change. Or over here, wait a minute, what is the updated law or the new law we need to know about on that particular thing, and then we may need to change. Or you may be thinking, yeah, over here, yeah, I know that we've been meaning to do this for a while, but we've always done it that way. We've always done it that way. It's not that serious. But deep down in your heart, you're knowing that that's not right, that it's illegal, and that you need the support. And that's one of the reasons why I love being able to do that. Doing differently, I would say, the main thing that I would change about my career, I would say, it was, even though I've been in HR for 27 years, I understand the importance of being licensed, being certified, having your credentials. And I want to encourage you all that are watching this right now, if that's something that you want and you know that you need, go for it. Go for the credentials that you need for your industry. And I know that there are HR professionals watching this right now, and you're saying, Kimberly, I know I need to get certified. I'm thankful to say that I am certified through Society of Human Resource Management, so that's SHRM-CP. I'm certified professional. I'm also certified through HRCI, which is the HR Certification Institute, as well as PHR, and then have other business certifications. I'm a certified employee retention professional, helping businesses to retain their people. A lot of times we spend money on trying to recruit and get people, and then they leave and we wonder why they left, right? So love being able to do that. So for me, I would say differently, maybe start earlier with some of the credentials instead of waiting those years out. Really take that step forward, not be in fear, and step out and take the exams. Really be proactive about your career, about my career. That's what I would say that I would have done differently. But I'm thankful to be where I am right now. I really am. And I'm glad that you're here too, watching. Let's see. Another question I often get asked is, why did I choose the business? Why did I choose the business? Well, I chose HR Strategies Plus because I really do enjoy helping businesses with their HR needs, as well as, I know people say you have to be a people person, and you knew I was about to say that because people always say that you have to be a people person, right? And that our people are our greatest and biggest assets. How many of you heard that? But there's one thing to say that, and there's another thing to line up your actions, your processes, your programs, and initiatives against that, so that you really do walk that talk. And that's what I really enjoy doing, because I know that really does impact the organization. And then the last question that I'll go over, it says, what transformation have I experienced that I would like to help you experience as a business professional, as a corporate professional, as an HR professional? So for me, I would say the transformation that I've experienced is the importance of being able in my career to realize that I do need help. And I submit to you this, you need help as well. A lot of times we say, oh, I can get that done later, or I don't need any assistance, or I don't want to delegate that task because I don't know if that person's going to do that task right. Yeah, how many of you said that? Right, we have. But in reality, it's important that when you don't try to do everything yourself, it's important that you do have teams of people and processes and checklists and help so that you are legal and that you are compliant, because I tell you, these lawsuits and fines can be huge, especially if you're trying to do it yourself and you're not staying on top of it for your business, for your career. So for me, I would say that would be the transformation that I've experienced in my life, is that I realized the importance of being able to study out, use checklists, be prepared. I also realized early the importance of really valuing people versus just saying you do. Because let's be honest, if you really do value your workforce and you value your people, then you would treat them with respect. You wouldn't discriminate against them. That you would have processes in place that will allow them to bring their whole self to work. That you would have mentoring programs and systems in place that would help develop them and to provide professional growth. That you would have open and honest conversations with them to find out why do they stay. And let's put together strategies to keep you here. Right? And a whole lot more. A whole lot more. So if we really say we value our people, if we really say that we value this field, then it's important that we line our actions up with it as well and make sure that you are legal and that you are compliant with employment laws. Now, for one thing I would like to say before I go, first of all, I'm glad to be here. I know I've been off, very busy not doing lives and videos for a while, but today's the day, that new day of change, where I'm back, everybody. I'm back. I stepped away to take care of some things I needed to do, and I'm excited to be able to be back today. And if you're the person that you're saying, Kimberly, you've been speaking my language, and you're right, with my business, no matter how large or how small it is, with your HR team, no matter how many employees you have, or if you're just that HR office by yourself, as I call it, and you realize that, wait a minute, we do need to stay legal and stay compliant, and you want to learn a little bit more about staying legal and staying compliant, you want to learn a little bit more about having some help so that you're not that island to yourself, then I would invite you to click the link and to schedule a call with me. When you click the link, it will take you to my page that will give you the opportunity to scroll through and identify the date and time that's best for you. But feel free to click the link so we can schedule some time. I call them enrollment calls or discovery calls, but I want to schedule some time with you so we're able to talk for around 15 minutes so I can get a better understanding about your particular need, and so that I'm able to help you to stay legal and to stay compliant. So this is Kimberly Benjamin, your HR compliance coach, and I'm excited to be here, and I just want to invite you to to remind you, I should say, to stay legal and stay compliant. And I look forward to seeing you and hearing you on that discovery call. Bye-bye.